Go ahead. Dig in. But keep it down. Your dad had a late night.
Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Beneath Us All from 2023. A young woman in foster care runs away after she has an altercation with her evil foster family and finds something in the woods that follows her back when she returns home.
Wow.
This movie was directed by Swedish-American filmmaker Harley Wallen. In addition to being an actor, writer, producer, and director, Whalen is also a dancer and an accomplished martial artist. Whalen owns Painted Creek Productions along with his wife Katie, and they appear in most of their projects together. Beneath Us All is available to stream here in Canada on Hoopla and Tubi. Julie finds an injured bird near her home and puts it into a box for safekeeping. She shows her foster brother Stephen, and they decide to nurse it back to health, but they also decide to keep it a secret from their foster parents. Foster Dad is played by Whalen from The People Under the Stairs and countless other things, and he is not happy when he hears the bird in the house. He takes it outside and kills it with a shovel right in front of the kids. Very not cool. Anyways, yeah, these foster parents aren't good guys, and they're only in it for the money. Julie decides that she's had enough and runs into the woods and disappears for a while. Whalen is an American actor who's been active in the industry from the early 1990s right up until the time I'm making this video. Now, Wikipedia and the rest of the internet at large say that he is most well known for a Got Milk commercial that he did. But if you're watching my channel, and you are, you probably know him best from the movie The People Under the Stairs by Wes Craven. In that movie, he played a crazy little freak named Roach who helped the main character Fool escape from the crazy death trap-filled house. Now, you should peruse Whalen's IMDb. This guy's been in everything. He's been in Twisters. He's been in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. He's been in Batman Returns. He's been in Cable Guy. He was on Hatchet 3. On TV, he was on Scrubs. He was on Superstore. And the list goes on and on and on. Fun fact, he studied acting in the same class as Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers. Now, Whalen has started directing his own horror features, which is very cool. He directed a movie named Crust in 2024, and he's got another movie named Swipe in post-production right now. He seems pretty cool, and I'm glad he's still working. While she's in the woods, Julie discovers an ancient-looking necklace. It seems to have some sort of Nordic symbology on it, namely an Yggdrasil, or a world tree. She eventually finds her way back home with the necklace, and the State Department sends a social worker out to check up on Julie and the other kids. This social worker is played by Katie Wallen, and she has a cop friend who's played by the director, Harley Wallen. The foster parents aren't too happy to see her, and the meeting with Julie doesn't reveal anything damning, so life goes on. Todd, Whalen's character, seems to play poker with all the foster money at some club run by a bookie that he owes money to. That seems like a bad idea. Okay, so Viking vampires, like the one we're about to meet in this story, aren't really a thing. Nordic legends do have variations on vampires, though, and if you've ever played the video game Skyrim, you probably have an idea of what I'm talking about. Draugr in Norse mythology are more like zombies than they are like vampires. They are shambling corpses guarding burial mounds and treasures and stuff. Kind of like they do in Skyrim. And they are supposed to retain some of the physical ability that they had when they were alive. Now, creating a Draugr would have been really easy. The legends say all you had to do is bury someone who's greedy or disagreeable in any position other than horizontal.
What?
Legends also say that Draugr could infect other people via a bite. So yeah, Draugr aren't too much like vampires at all, are they? Apart from the whole being dead thing. Side note, what's your favorite Skyrim build? Let me know in the comments. Julie starts to feel something calling her back to the forest. She goes back to the spot the necklace is calling her to, which is the spot where she found it. Is this shot AI? I can't tell. I hope not. Anyway, she finds a pallid Norseman named Frey in the coffin, and he follows her home on all fours. That is very funny. Guess what this guy is? If you guessed a Viking vampire, you guessed right. He eats a few locals and starts to get his power back. I think he might look pretty cool, but it's really hard to see anything. The detective starts his investigation, but Julie's pet vampire is loose, and you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, or so they say. This movie felt somewhat bloated, and it moved very slowly as a result. The poker scenes with Todd the foster dad felt tacked on, they were a little too long, and that storyline went nowhere. I feel like that time could have been better spent exploring the character Frey a little bit, although that would have meant less on-screen time for Sean Whalen. I'm also a little disappointed we weren't able to see more of Frey in his vampire form. It looked like he was made into a pretty cool bat design, but the scenes that showed him like that were shot so dark he was difficult to see. And I think that was a big missed opportunity. This isn't a great vampire movie, but it also isn't a bad one. I rate Beneath Us All a 5 out of 10. As always, link to my Letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement, helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds.
I don't care about this bird. I care about this house.